when you're ready, buddy. Just go ahead.
You say here we go. But I'm still waiting on an interview.
2, 1. I'll be right. Hi guys, so I'm here with my best buddy Michael Lee. I'm here with my next buddy Gabe. Gabe, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it.
Angel.
Hey guys, so I'm right here with DJ. DJ, again, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm gonna ask you 2 different genres of 2 subjects that I feel very strongly about, but I'm going around asking friends and family for their opinion, and I want to know your honest opinion about these 2 that I'm gonna ask you. So I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Of course.
So I'm going to ask you 2 different subjects that I feel passionate about, and like I told Michael, I'm going to be asking everyone for their honest opinion.
Okay.
Just give me your full honest opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so first we're going to start with acting.
All right.
Cool.
We're going to start with acting first.
All right.
So my first question.
I just feel that acting in a general sources, it can either go both ways. It can be good or it can be bad.
That is definitely a difficult industry to get into, as well as an occupation where everyone strives to be in dreams, but
Yeah.
those who put in the effort can really make it.
It's gotten better over the years.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not big into acting, but it's one of those things where it's just like, it's like any other job in the world, where it's like, it's really tough to talk about acting when you don't really know that much about it. But like, I respect those that do it and actually try it, because like, trying to do like another personality for an act or like a role, that's not easy.
Right. Yeah. This is a lot.
It's a pretty hard profession, actually, because I mean, it's just hard to just imagine what's going on in the story. You just really have to understand what's going on to I think be a good actor, really.
And to me, it kind of makes or break a movie. For instance, if you went to go see, say, Mark Wahlberg when he was doing The Happening, it was really bad acting.
What? No.
But if you go see Insta Family, it's really good, and it really shows that he has a heart and he's a family man.
Do you like the Clippers?
Oh, I'm more of a Lakers fan.
Oh no! You hit me because I like the Clippers!
I think the Clippers are awesome. They were smart for trading Blake Griffin, their best player.
But it also takes an incredible amount of luck, because you could be casted in a role that's actually terrible and damaging to your career, and also to the fact that the people you also work with can also spread around and say, hey, is this guy good or not? They can easily say no in that perspective.
Right.
So it's kind of basically on luck. You have to know the right people, you have to have the right skill, obviously, and you just have to have a whole lot of balls and luck.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, man. Yeah, I appreciate that opinion, man. I really do, yeah.
I saw, what was it? James Franco trying to do what's his name in the house, like the redone version with Seth Rogen, and they were filming that.
You mean The Room?
My God, that was. You'd think for such like a terrible act or whatever that he was doing, he could not do it for the life of him. I was like, damn, it really takes that much.
It's not true. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
That much effort, even if you got like all the clothing and like you do it right, like you could forget one little word and all of a sudden it's just, you gotta retake.
Right, yeah. You know that famous scene in The Room, the where he's like, I didn't hit her. It's not true. I did not hit her. I did not.
I did not.
You know that took over 50 takes. That really did.
You're kidding me.
Over 50 takes.
You look this up.
He wrote and directed it. He forgot his own lines. That's an actual fact.
Oh wow. That's a game changer for me. I'm kind of blown away by that. All right.
To understand the material, and then just going all in, you know.
Okay.
It's still a problem.
No, Michael. Next question.
Honestly, I was go for it because originally when I did I think it was a Facebook vid me and you did a little competition to see who would get out the most videos
I remember that.
through Facebook.
What's up, guys? Okay, so we're gonna do some shit. My stomach doesn't feel good. Like, my stomach doesn't feel good. And I'm like, put the camera down. Put the
And I was like, hell yes, I have a challenge.
Honestly, I was jealous because you're doing something that you wanted to do. Because again, everyone wants to be an actor in one way or another. They love to be on the screen. They love to be the focal point of attention. And the fact that you're aspiring makes me jealous because everyone else has that, including myself. Kidding me? And the fact that you're doing that, you're being supported, it's amazing.
Because we've known, out of everyone, I've known you the longest.
Like
We've known
in
each other
sophomore
since-
year of high school?
No, 6th grade.
6th grade.
Remember?
I honestly think I laughed.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, back then, like, YouTube acting and all that, like, it was such a joke.
Yeah, because it was just starting out and you were kind of like,
everybody was
really...
starting out.
Okay, now this is gonna be kind of hard for you because I just met you. Well, I met you a few times.
Yeah.
But do you know what it is that I'm majoring in?
Well, I mean, from what I've overheard, and I asked my brother, like, what's all this for? And then he said that you're an acting major, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess you just found out. What did you think when you found out I was in acting?
I mean, it's pretty cool because I'm taking an acting class next semester.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm taking film analysis, so.
And when you told me you wanted to do filming, and I was like, I finally have a friend who has an interest in this, who wants to be an actor, who wants to direct and actually show off, you know, the realm of cinematography. And I just honestly thought it was really great to have a friend who could share that interest.
Yeah, same here. Definitely, yeah. Thank you. Wow. I honestly didn't know you even felt that way because, I mean, you know.
You're doing an amazing thing by striving for acting. So yeah.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. For real, thank you. I really do. Because, you know, I mean, when it comes to me, I actually get jealous off of some of my other classmates because they've been doing acting for like a while. Even right now, like they do acting at the academy, like real like stage stuff.
That's good.
You know?
Jealousy, again, jealousy is not a good emotion, but it also
It motivates you
you can use it to motivate you. Yes.
if you use it right.
Yes, obviously.
Right.
But now, like, I'm in that seat where, like, I have to, like, start acting whatever, because I've got a Twitch channel going on, so, like, I have to, like, stream and broadcast in front of, like, even a couple people.
Uh-huh.
But still, like, you gotta put on that mask, otherwise, if I'm just normal me, they leave.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the minute I, like, changed it up and started, like, getting into it,
As soon as you really get into it,
like, you start dragging in people.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't even notice it because you're so into it. You know, you're just focusing on what you're doing.
Yeah, you're just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow. I don't catch myself off that often when I'm actually doing it.
Oh, that's good. I didn't even know you had a Twitch channel.
Yeah. I didn't tell you guys, but I do.
Well, that's time, man, for real.
I'm really interested in film and acting. I love watching movies.
You're in college?
Yeah.
Oh, first year or
Second.
second year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where do you go, Chabelle?
Loney.
Oh, Loney.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Academy of Arts.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Nice.
So meeting people, dealing with people,
Uh-huh.
teachers, and whatnot.
Full honesty, I'm a movie addict. I'll go see a movie and I will sit there. I'll be one of those people who will actually sit there and look at the inconsistencies, or who will actually just study this movie. And half the time, if I'm with family, I'll go and I'll watch it, even if it's a kiddie movie. And I don't like sitting through most of those.
Mm.
Yes, I do. It's, yeah. It's, I want to say a little bit more, but then I don't know what the correct word. I don't know how to say in words.
You can just say it the best way you can. It's it's your
Okay,
opinion.
well,
It's a yes and a no, because I don't watch movies that often. When I do, I'm not alone when I watch them.
Love.
Okay, why?
Because it just takes me out of, like, the world.
Right.
Of, like, everything that's around me.
Mm.
Yeah, but if it's in my free time, I'll go see a movie. I'll go sit down and watch a movie. Like, honestly, what was the last 3 I went to go see? Went to go see Wreck-It Ralph. That was on an off day, and I wasn't doing anything. I wanted to go see a movie. I went to go see it. Into the Spider-Verse, I had to go opening day. Went to go see that. And also Aquaman was one of those movies where it's like, I had an off day. I really wanted to watch a movie, but I don't want to watch the ones I've seen in my DVD library.
Movies are great. However, it's those parts that get you out of the storyline, like these random plot points. And the thing is, I've watched a lot of movies where I can tell when something's going to happen. But then if they do something that I don't expect, then I love it for them. I either hate it or love it because that twist could be really stupid.
Right.
But it can also work in the context of the story. Sometimes you have to rewatch movies to get the whole gist of something.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah, because when it comes to movies, everybody's diverse.
Yeah.
People either love it or hate it.
People have their own opinions.
Right.
Because like, greatest example recently of the movie that I watched, I saw Rampage with Dwayne Johnson, and honestly, it had that Fast and the Furious vibe, which made it pretty stale and boring. But then, like, right after that, I saw Ready Player One, and my God, that was amazing.
Right.
Like, that leap from just, like, how you're just, like, this boring, fast-paced action movie to, like, actual story, and I can actually, like, relate with it. I was like, wow.
And the difference is the fact that, Rampage, you're talking about Rampage, right?
Yeah, the new one.
That's based off a video game, while, Ready Player One is based off a book.
A book, yeah.
I mean, still, either one could be good or bad, but, like, it's...
The way they interpreted Rampage was just like, for me.
Right.
For me, at least.
Especially, like, watching in the movie theater. It's just... I like how all the lights turn off and everybody's just, like, watching. Focusing on one thing all together. It's like... I just like that, like, assembly and something that we could do just any time of the day.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So far, I don't have a favorite genre. It's just whatever catches my eye, catches my eye.
Right, yeah.
Action comedy. It's hands down because to do comedy, you have to be really smart and quick wit. And if you didn't know, comedians are actually really intelligent because they have to know so much media and absorb it into like relate to other things.
Yeah.
There's this one comedian. He was doing stand-up, and it's actually it's pretty funny how he just flew in from the Middle East, and the cab driver said that whatever you do, America's national, but whatever you do, don't say the N-word. He said, okay, but the thing is the cab driver never told him what the N-word was, so he just avoided all words saying N. And this one time when a gay guy said, hey, you want to come back to my place? He couldn't say no because he couldn't say the N-word. He didn't know what the N-word was.
Right.
So that's smart. No one kind of thinks about kind of that.
Right.
So that's why I really like comedians. They're really smart, quick wit.
Yeah.
And actions is like, who does like a little testosterone-filled battle?
Sci-fi, easy.
Sci-fi?
Yeah.
Sci-fi fan?
Yeah. I watched Ender's Game. I have not seen the sequel to it because I heard there was like a different movie to it that was under a different name.
I feel like drama it's like multiple genres into one, but like specifically there's ones like comedy and with drama together, but like a sense of surrealism, like in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That and Her. I really like Her, and
You could say, oh, did you really like a horror movie? Are you a horror person? No, I'm not really a horror person. I'm just more like, I like to see movies that I like to see. And whatever catches my eye, like, for instance, you can argue that I really love Marvel movies, but I don't, most of them I don't really love.
The thing is that draws me to action sometimes is like the motivation.
Yeah.
And like if you're fighting for no reason, you're just doing a dick measuring contest, then that's not interesting. You're just sure it's cool, but then like again from if you look back into some fighting scenes, like in Creed, he's fighting in Creed 2, sorry. He's fighting for his father and stuff. So that's how I saw it, and then that gives some key motivations to the story.
Right.
And then Captain America, he's fighting for his nation, and then later on for his friend who he's been missing.
So basically, from the way I'm hearing it, you're basically saying like you love action and adventure when there's a point. Otherwise, if there's kind of no point, then it's just two people fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
I love Star Wars. Never seen Star Trek. I think that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one where they would like went to the future or whatever, and they had like those like armor pieces on their chest or something. It was Fast Forward or something like that. I had that on a DVD when I was a kid, and I loved watching that series.
There's plenty of other movies I just can't remember right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all in that genre of like drama and comedy.
Yeah, but they like delve into like mental health kind of, or just being in the moment or trying to be in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Man, least favorite genre. I will have to say most documentaries. Not more like biopsies.
Okay.
Least favorite? Well, I don't have a least favorite because I do like the genres because of how much effort they put in. This is pretty hard.
What's your least favorite genre?
Oh, romance.
I'm not sure if I have like a least favorite.
Not really documentaries. Documentaries I watch from here and there.
Right. Okay.
I can't really say because I do like. There's certain genres I avoid because that's my personal taste. Like horror because I can't really sit through horror because there's like too much gore and the suspense.
Especially if it's based on a true story.
Oh, especially based on a true story, that gives a little more creep factor, of course. But then I'm just trying to think because there's also romance because I get jealous. There's comedies, those cringe comedies that like there's often when there's cringe comedies or horror, I typically do this and close my eyes. I still do that nowadays because I just like something I don't want to sit through.
Yeah, I did that when I was little. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't really say. It's kind of a difficult question to really give a specific answer to.
Oh, no problem. So then you're kind of like in the sort of.
Yeah, I don't have it.
You don't have an opinion. You're just kind of maybe still figuring it out, or.
Oh no. Sorry. Going back to the previous question. I didn't think of this before, but the genre I really like the most is animation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that is
animation. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I can't. I'm a man and a dude at heart. I can't go for any sappy drama movies because I just fall asleep.
You're basically that famous scene that I can't remember the actors or the name of the movie. It's not in my mind, but it's the scene where he's like, frankly, about him, I don't give a damn. And he walks out. You remind me of that scene.
Or just think of SpongeBob with Patrick. You know, oh boy, E minor, dude. He just knocks out.
I generally like watching movies. It's just if the movie is
terrible,
just bad,
right?
And they don't even try to make a good story. It's just a waste of time to me.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. It's kind of just like it's like a normal day job, and you have to get in, get out. Honestly, it's really hard because you got to think of the actor's perspective. I have to memorize lines for the next day. If I don't get it right, we have to go through a next take and a next take and a next take.
I agree with that.
Hell no.
Thank you.
I mean, that's difficult. The voice acting in general, because you're trying to be a different person, and how you display the character the role you're given, it's always different.
No, especially like actors nowadays. They have to act in front of like a green screen.
Yeah.
And they have to just imagine like a huge like alien monster like in Avengers. I bet like all those MCU actors, they're not really acting with other people.
Sometimes
like most of the time, actually. Yeah.
Well, they do interact with the people, but they're like, you know, like when it comes to video games, motion capture.
Oh yeah. It's like balls on people.
Yeah, like the dude
Latex.
who played Thanos.
Oh yeah, Josh Brolin.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had motion suit, but because of how tall Thanos is, the character, they put
Yeah.
the picture of him all over his head.
He had like a sculpture or something.
Yeah.
it's
So the
just-
whole entire time when he was talking down here, you know, Robert Downey had to look
I
up
mean, he
there.
has to look. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's how they did it, because he's huge. So I was
Mhm.
like, was he looking up the whole time? Was he looking straight at him? I was
Yeah.
like, how they... I was like, okay.
Mhm.
I was like, that's smart.
And honestly, that can normally go up to like, whew, I think James Cameron did a movie that was almost 5 years long,
Yeah.
and that was Avatar. And I just think like, I feel for those actors who had to sit there for 5 years in some remote location and just constantly know the lines, be on the green screen set every single day.
All right. Yes, I agree with that.
Like you're trying to be a chameleon, doing different things. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, he played as a racist bigot in
Django?
Django.
Django. Yeah.
Django Unchained.
Yeah. Oh, there you
And
go.
then like earlier in his career, he was this. I'm not going to say Titanic because that's the obvious one. I would say. The thing is, I don't like typecasting. Like a character, a comedian I don't like. She's on SNL. She was in Ghostbusters. I forgot her name.
Was it? You mean the remake?
Yeah, the remake
Ah,
Ghostbusters.
yep.
I forgot her name, but she was the wacky one. It's like I don't like her comedies, especially the Spy Who Dumped Me, and how she was saying how you're the something of the government. That wasn't funny. It was just like that's kind of forceful.
You feel like it was cheap comedy?
It was cheap comedy. yeah.
Okay. Now just to clarify, you're not an acting major, right?
No, I'm an English major.
English? Okay, yeah. So then, just so you know, what he's saying, that's his, you know, because I'm an acting major, and my buddy Michael, you know, he's doing acting, directing, so you know that's why.
From firsthand, when I used to scoff at it and think of like, acting's easy, and then I actually took drama class. Holy, I got my world rocked from that.
You took drama?
I took drama at Chavez.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think we had the class together because I had like 4th period or something. But damn, just to make people laugh alone in drama class was tough.
Hey,
oh my God.
try college. Especially when it comes to improv. When it comes to acting, the toughest for me is improving.
I honestly think I failed that class.
I'm about to take improv 3.
Yikes.
Do you think you could do that? Like, could you imagine that? Like, if you were told to, like in a movie or anything?
I think if it was like my first time, like, ever, it would be hard.
Yeah.
But like if I did smaller projects, then I would get used to it. Then it could
Okay.
be like whatever.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you know, since the superhero movies and they're like they've done like what, like over 20 now.
Mhm.
You know, probably then you know
They just get used to it.
They got used to it. Yeah.
It's a job. Like
Mhm.
the more you do it, just the better you
It's-
generally get.
Yeah,
or you
pretty
should
much.
get.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, so it's pretty much experience basically.
Yeah, basically.
Absolutely. Most actors, like for instance,
Definitely, because the performance is portraying a character that can inspire people.
Right.
Good inspirations would be Rocky, of course.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Geez, they're always talking about on the news about like how some like you've seen that with like Marvel movies where you like Mrs. Marvel or whatever, they have like, oh, there's typically a dude for the role, but they insert like a woman and like she does better, and all of a sudden like hella people are like, damn,
Right.
why don't they do that more?
They switched it, or like you mean like they do kind of gender better? They switched it.
Yeah, they gender bend it. Yeah, that's typically like the most like generic, inspiring thing I can think of.
Oh, okay.
They throw like someone else in there, like someone of a different race or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Like,
I'm really inspired by Chadwick Boseman from Black Panther.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I was really inspired by his acting, even though most people don't like the Black Panther. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed everyone's performance, even Michael B. Jordan's, who from Creed I really enjoyed.
Yes.
Another one would be, I'm trying to go for animation. Do you know Gravity Falls?
Yes.
In Gravity Falls is about Mabel and Dipper's journey to growing up and maturity. How Mabel was always this kid, and Dipper's trying to hurry up and growing up. They're kind of inspiring to the younger generation and how they're going through things. And those are just some examples of people that can be inspiring. So yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I don't know. Aquaman is probably like the biggest example nowadays because that's like the most common one.
Yeah, especially since Aquaman is like
It
it's
just
like
came out.
well, not just that, but because like just in general, Aquaman was never like the best popular character, and he was the most being made most fun of. You know.
Looking like Mermaid Man.
Yeah, I have a cousin. He's always like Aquaman. Why would I want to go see that movie? A guy who could talk to fish. Ooh, and I was just like.
Now it's like, oh, he's got all this backstory and he actually looks decent, even though my dad hates on him a lot.
Right.
Because he's always on about it's not by the comics or whatever.
Yeah, well, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Depends on the director. But yeah.
I mean, generally people think of Heath Ledger, like that performance. Usually, people garner like their love towards, but I'm not sure if it could influence them.
Okay.
Absolutely. Most definitely.
Of course, because movies are, because honestly, they're all fantasy. They're living this dream life, unless they're biographies, where things just happen.
Right.
And you're just living through it.
Do you want me to give you an example, or
That depends because a lot of roles cause a lot more stress than they're worth.
Yeah. Fun fact, or kind of sort of, you're not a veteran. I heard that for veterans that are still like really old, that were like from World War II and stuff. Like when they saw the movie Private Ryan, some of them actually had to get out of the.
They started having PTSD in the theater.
Yeah, they had to leave because like it was so realistic. They were just like, oh, like bringing back memories. So sometimes it can help and sometimes it cannot.
Yeah. God, especially when he's sitting there trying to shoot the tank. He's on his back doing the little, and then everybody knows the scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, from my own like experience, that's what I do. Like that's why I go to the movie theaters, because like I said, it just brings me out of this world.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. You just want to take a break.
Yeah.
Even when I'm down, I'll go sit down. I'll watch a whole series of movies. I just finished watching a series of the Harry Potter. All of them. I do not own all the Fantastic Beasts because I cannot see into the future with the next one.
You know what? I totally agree with that too. I'm really happy that you share that opinion because growing up, there were some, everybody goes through shit, So there were movies that I could watch that really did help me go through some stuff. So I'm glad you shared that.
And that's just life, and you could also just affect you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, straight up.
There's some movies that are just like, so you can tell. I think one of the Batman movies where he the Joker improv where he's in that nurse suit and he blows up the hospital. That was a really good role, but
especially since the explosives they were actually supposed to just all go off. The bun thing was just
it didn't work.
Yeah, and it worked. He just like, oh, okay, yeah, he went with it.
I think those type of like one and done scenes are really stressful because like you don't expect that.
Yeah.
No, you don't in the slightest. But like you feel good that it was just one take.
Fun fact, like Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy. You know the one scene in the first movie where like he had that metal ball that he was supposed to get, and then he drops it and he picks it up. That was actually a blooper, but the director liked it, so he left it in.
What?
That was actually a blooper. So improvise.
I would have let it in too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes and no. Some people are kind of made for it. Like Sir Robert Downey Jr. He was kind of made to be that kind of arrogant prick who's this ultimate playboy who has all this money. Kind of fit the role of Tony Stark really, really well. Also, along with what's his name?
No, because each character is different from how the director wants it to be, and how they want you to play it. And it's kind of the thing where the director and the actor, they have to work with a common goal and see how the character's received.
if you can assume that character's position and probably like think and talk like them, you can get into it super easy. But like, let's say like the average person trying to like just do any type of role, whatever, they're probably gonna mess it up. It's not that easy, but yeah, it's something you gotta practice with.
It's really not that. Yeah, you're right. Definitely. Yeah. Some people actually, they pretend to be the characters in real life, you know, because like they live like it daily.
Like
it's easier to be him or her.
Like the SpongeBob voice actor, he does that voice on a normal, and like once that you kind of start to think like, where does the line draw between like a personality and like an actual thing? Like it gets scary with some of those roles, because once people do it, you're like, wow.
Right.
No, I think you have to find yourself in the role to try to relate to them.
Yeah.
But when you just can't or can't really connect to it, it doesn't really make a really good outcome, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yes, who exactly fit the role of Deadpool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then there's some actors who you don't really see for this role, such as I want to say probably Will Smith as Jamie. Even though I haven't seen the movie, it's just I don't see him really playing that role. And even though I really like Will Smith, he's a really good actor, but I don't see him playing my childhood favorite animated character.
Right.
And I don't know what the movie will be like, but I'm hoping it's really good.
And that's the thing about movies is that, like, because, you know, the genie was originally played by Robin Williams.
Yes.
And then when they did number one, I believe when they did Aladdin 2 and 3, it was, I forgot the actor, but it was the voice actor that did the voice of Homer Simpson. And then now you got Will Smith into it, so, you know, if it's not the original, it's not really, it doesn't feel right.
It's not really the original that you grew up watching.
Yeah.
Characters the director can say, hey, make this guy complete a-hole, but the actor can be like, I want to be an a-hole too, but like an a-hole who's kind of with a purpose kind of thing.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of I feel like I'm mumbling my words a little bit, or like making it not so much sense.
It's fine, man. That's, you know, again, that's your opinion. So, however it is that you see it, you got it. And if anything, it just shows how much thought you're putting into it. So I like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Especially because sometimes there's even rumors, and it's true actually, that some characters actually do psychological damages to some characters depending what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like the actor on the movie It that came out, the actor that did him, he said that that recently he started having nightmares because the character was so traumatizing that like he had to go to therapy for a year, but yet he signed on to do chapter 2.
Poor guy.
I'm just like, okay. I'm like, well, good luck with the character then. I was like,
damn.
Yeah, because, you know, especially to when, you know, to people, there are people that are like, the actor's good, but I just don't think he was made for this role, or she was made for this role.
Oh yeah.
You know, or I feel like she could have been that character instead of this one.
Like Jared Leto as the Joker. I just.
You too.
Oh my god, it's not the Joker.
For me, I'm kind of because for one, I'm like, I get it, but at the same time for me, I'm like, I didn't really see enough of the Joker because I'm just like,
it's just a whole new.
He kept coming and going, so I was just like, if he was in the whole movie, I would have been like, I can say, but because he's not in it too much, I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
he didn't really need to be in the movie.
Yeah,
like, they could have just kept him out and then tell a better story,
or made him the main villain. Even the director said that he was like, I should have made him the main villain.
Yeah, they just ruined like the first chance that they got.
Yeah,
they could have made a really good movie.
Future review coming up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I do movie reviews.
You do? Oh, nice. Do you like post them?
I did a few, and then I stopped for a while, and I'm gonna get back into it. But I said I would do it after I did the interview.
Nice.
Because these are passion projects I want to do first, and then I can get right into it. You know.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
I prefer mostly like I said, the the old school kind of movies because I feel like a lot of people put a long time and effort into writing those.
Mm-hmm.
Such as Jaws, which was a really good classic, and
Yeah.
I hope they never remake. I pray they stay away from that movie. Also, The Godfather, pray they stay away from that too.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
Because those are some classic movies. Those kind of made the whole genre of movies thing really shoot off and go off into the distance. Also,
So is this something practical effects?
Oh,
or-
just in general, like.
Well, the thing is, I haven't watched many movies that came in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, but I do appreciate practical effects because the reason why CGI became popular is because you can make things more thrilling.
Yeah.
And like, Kimmy, you could. There's this awesome video where they kind of talked about how muscle men from the 80s action heroes kind of died down because of CGI.
Yeah.
Because CGI can have this skinny normal person, which the audience can reflect as, hey, I can relate to this guy easier. He's not a muscle man.
Right.
And just
Oh, that's tough.
Like from
'Cause-
2001.
Because
to,
modern
like,
movies
now.
were cheesy, but like
Yeah.
nowadays movies, they're like, you can tell they suck, but they really put effort into it.
They put effort. Yeah.
Like,
Generally, the movies I watch are like from like the 70s up until now.
Yeah.
But I haven't really delved into like, you know, the movies that everybody said that you should watch, like Godfather, like the first two movies at least.
the original Star Wars,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of started off sci-fi era
Yeah.
with all the spaceships, lightsabers, and all that stuff. Back to the Future's another good one, except
Yes.
for part 2 and 3. We'll arguing part 2, but part 3 was not that good,
Okay.
in my opinion, my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like classic movies like that, I don't really think they need extra sequels or spin-offs or whatever it is.
if there was this Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible on a car,
Mm.
and like the helicopter was CGI, but the blades were getting so close to his face, it stopped right in front of them. You can't do that with practical effects.
Right.
But the thing is, practical effects, it's more realistic because CGI is hard to make it so they're actually there.
And it takes a long time.
And it takes a great actor to kind of realize that it's also there. Like from The Jungle Book, Mowgli, how he was interacting with the animals.
Okay.
Because if you see like in Avengers or stuff like that, you see how the movie is and how they were acting. Mainly they were behind green screens, and the Groot wasn't even there. He was just like a prop that you had to talk to.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that's acting chops, but it's also kind of. I wish they'd like throw them back to like classic, like practical effects, like how they did in Jurassic Park.
Right. Yeah.
They
Like,
remade their E.T.
here's a good example. Like Game of Thrones. I haven't watched any of it, but I watched a lot behind the scenes. They did a scene where like one of the characters, she was petting a dragon. Behind the scenes, it was just a green screen ball.
Yeah, and the ball she was like holding.
Yeah, that was it, and I was just like, wow. So you know,
CGI is amazing,
Uh-huh.
but then like you have to appreciate practical effects.
yeah, I appreciate practical because honestly, after a while, CGI can kind of get a bit tiring for me. You know, because like, for instance, right now, superhero movies, whether it's Marvel, DC, it's all about CGI. After a while,
I mean, you can't really replicate things that happen in the comics with practical effects. It's completely difficult. Like you're going to light a man on fire, so I think that hurt.
they're like Marvel movies. You can tell like Homecoming and Infinity War. Those were like good movies,
Mhm.
not because like they looked good, but because they were actually shot and directed good.
Right.
But like any other like back then 50s movies might as well be like a samurai film or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it was all about being
Bad
cheesy.
lip sync.
Yeah.
They got like the effects with like you can see the string and all that.
Uh huh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So, what do you prefer then? Because you explained it, but you didn't technically answer it.
If I had a choice, probably modern movies.
Modern.
Because
Oh, okay.
I would go mad watching old movies too. I'd be pointing out everything that's wrong.
Okay.
I'm just like trying to get around like the best movies, but I feel like I can't get into them, you know? I can't really relate, so that's why I watch movies like closer to now.
Oh, you think it's because it was like a different time, maybe?
Yeah. I just really have to pay attention to it
Yeah.
and actually get into it, or else my mind's just gonna wander.
You're lost.
Yeah, I know. It's just difficult to watch it. Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. So modern then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me personally, I get stage fright.
You get stage fright?
I get stage fright. So me performing in front of an audience probably would not work out for me. It's probably a lot harder for me because you can't screw up on stage. There's no extra take. There's nothing. You do it. You do it right. You do it right the first time. With the camera, you have the options of multiple takes, multiple shots that you thought were really good, and it's much different. It's a two totally different experiences. And me personally, I've done 2 student films back in high school,
Oh.
and yeah, it's much different from actually performing on stage. Also did drama in high school.
Right.
So from personal experience, yes, it's much harder to perform on stage than in front of a camera. Where with the camera you get the options.
Okay.
Stage you don't.
All right. Right.
Honestly, that's just their actor's preference.
Right.
Because some are trained to be on stage, some are trained to be on the camera. Because I'm sure you've taken classes
I've
that
done
are
both.
like
Yeah.
that are just like that. So it's just a matter of preference for someone.
But what's your opinion? Like,
Well, I have acted. Sure, I like being behind the camera and just like spew out random junk and have fun with it. But becoming an actor is a whole different thing.
Oh dear God, a camera, yes. I tried once in front of a crowd. Ooh boy, even like just reading something aloud in front of like a classroom. Ooh, no,
Right.
never again for me.
I think acting in front of a camera, maybe, because I mean I've never acted before, but
because it's like, think of it this way: you're acting in front of the camera,
Yeah.
but that footage is gonna be seen by a bunch of people.
yeah,
But then if you act in front of an audience, it's
then
an
it's
audience.
just only that amount of people, right?
Mhm.
And it's like live, kind of. And if you like mess up on something, then
Either improvise something on the spot or just go with it. You know. I'm on improv. I'm taking improv 3 coming up.
Oh, improv 3.
Yeah.
So you took 2. How was that?
1 and 2. Improv 1 was okay. I wasn't good because at the beginning, because it's when I learned improv, and you know, improv is you doing stuff without a script.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I don't want to be in here.
Yeah.
But it's a requirement. And then after a while, I got used to it because there are times where people do mess up, and there's even like really good scenes in movies where they were actually improvised, like like Saving Private Ryan.
Ryan.
Brian, what the heck? I agree with that because the classes that I've done, they're all stage, and I've learned that when it comes to stage, one of the hardest things about stage acting is that I learned when you're in your character, you know, when it comes to movies, right? They have the camera anywhere, so you could do whatever. What I learned is that when it comes to stage, you can never ever turn your back on the audience because I hear this all the time that they can never see what you're doing. And besides that, you know, you got to know the stage positions. You know, you got to know when you're going to come out, when you're going to come in, where you have to go. You know, sometimes you can interact with the audience, basically breaking the fourth wall, but at the same time, you can't do that. You know, so I agree with that.
For me, acting behind a camera would be easier because you're not really saying anything. You can just redo it over again, and when you're in front of an audience, you can't. You have to be on point with your acting.
And if you mess up, you have to improvise.
Yeah,
like, you have to do
improvise.
something. Yeah. And improvising is not easy.
No, especially if it's a tense situation.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say you're fighting someone on stage, or arguing against them, and then you mumble your words. Like, next you know, you forget a line. I'm just giving these hypothetical scenarios.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be putting examples in the.
Yeah, and so obviously, in my opinion, camera is easier because you can just edit it out or just redo it.
Yeah, when I was hella shy in high school, I used to get hella because way back then I'm not like how I was now. I was hella shy, right? I remember I used to always want to be the last one to do one of the presentations when they have to do in science or whatever because I didn't want to go up there. Now the way how I do it, even in acting, I'm just like me first,
Get it out of the way.
Yeah, just to get it out of the way. But besides that, is to encourage myself more as for an actor, because you know if you're gonna perform, might as well just give all the encouragement you can. But for you, camera.
Oh dear God! If I had actual like even like 10 or 20 people watching me like behind my back when I like do my streams, ooh God, I'd probably break down.
The scene where like Tom Hanks' character finally meets Ryan, and then like he's giving that backstory.
Yeah.
That was never in the script.
Really?
In the scene, if you watch it closely, Tom Hanks is actually looking at the camera. And he goes, and then he looks back at him because the director must have been like just like go with it. So I didn't know that. So, and then there's like a bunch of other scenes like movies and stuff that I know that weren't improvised, and there were good scenes too. And some that didn't really go well. But I was like, it makes me go, will I ever do that? Probably not.
There's this one scene in Django Unchained with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, the glass. Are you talking about the glass scene?
He was like,
he
actually had blood,
and he had to get stitches
rubbed it
on the girl's face. He was like,
Washington?
"This is my property, and I will do as I please with my property."
That was all improvised.
Yeah,
that actually happened.
I love that scene.
Leonardo
I didn't really know about that. I wanted to bring that. He's a good actor.
He's amazing.
He hasn't really been anything recently. But
last movie was like The Revenant.
I think so.
And then the next one's gonna be Quentin Tarantino's movie about like I heard it was like centered around the Manson murderers, but I'm not sure if it's concrete. But it also has Brad Pitt in it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like star-studded cast with those two alone, and then with Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, all his movies are pretty good.
Oh yeah, I love his movies.
Again, rather perform in front of the camera. For me, it's really easy because I get the option of multiple takes, and we choose the best one that goes in the film. And it really makes, and those takes again really makes or breaks the movie,
right?
Depending on how well your communication was with the other actor, how well you took the news of somebody probably dying or the world's coming to an end,
right?
Or you falling in love or something like that.
I believe I just answered that.
Yeah. So the camera then.
Yep.
Yeah, and I agree with that because like I told Michael, I prefer the camera because with the camera I can be more into character. Where if you're in front of an audience, when it comes to stage acting, there's a lot of rules you gotta follow. So again, like the main one that irritates me is turning your back against the wall. Because you said you did it in front of an audience once, and then you said you prefer the camera, but you think you could do both? Like maybe let's say later on, or just camera?
Like how they do in like plays or something, where like they have like the camera like panning in the background, but there's an actual audience.
There's an actual audience. Stage acting.
I'm gonna have to pass on that one. Probably say no because I'm not there yet to actually do that.
I would have to like actually try it out to see and experience it myself. But like,
and it's hard because you haven't had any experience.
But I mean, even like sometimes I record myself with my phone, just like talking and stuff, and I notice how I talk differently in front of cameras than opposed to like if I'm like not being recorded,
Just for me, it's really easier to perform in front of the camera than it is to do on stage, where me personally, I cannot stand in front of everybody and just like kind of talk.
Right. And you know what? I agree with that too, because you know what improv is, right?
Of course, most of my stuff on my YouTube channel was improv.
Right, yeah. Because, improv, in case nobody knows, improvisation is where you're performing without a script, is on the spot. I had to do that a few times. It's not easy, because especially when it comes to comedy, because, there's times where you're going to try to want to be funny, and in the audience it's just like...
Yeah, you don't get the laugh.
It's just silent.
You're just sitting there.
Right. And I actually told my teacher this, and he got irritated because he's a stage actor. And I said, I can't concentrate on being into my character if the crowd's bitching that they can't see me, okay? I was like, I just can't do that. I need to be in the character. How can I do that when I can't break the fourth wall? Yeah. So that was my opinion, right? I literally said that. This was last semester. It was Classical Theater 1.
Yeah.
I'll take my steps and learn my lessons, but for right now, no stage acting.
Okay, well, let me put it this way. You know how like some YouTubers and Twitch streamers, when they're popular, they invite people, they invite them to
Yeah,
conventions.
they walk around with like a camera or whatever, and they just go around with people. Me, I'd probably end up being one of the audience members and not the actual streamer in like those type of cons, because like, damn, that's a lot of attention.
Okay. All right. That's how it was for me, because when I first started out,
Mhm.
I used to smile a lot.
Yeah.
Like that was my nervous tick.
So you're just like,
Yeah. And then my cousin and then my teacher used to be like, "Why are you always smiling?" And I'm like, "I can't help it." I like it was me starting out, so I was like, "I'm not used to being in front of a camera yet." And then after a while, I was like, "Whatever,"
Oh, okay.
because I've been on sets.
So was this in a class? Like the first time you were like?
My
being-
first year,
Oh, okay.
because I'm in the
And-
end of my third year now.
So your first year in your freshman year in college? Oh, cool.
Yeah. And after a while, you get used to it.
Okay.
You know, especially when the teachers are yelling at you,
Oh.
and that's
For
just
real?
that's just acting one.
Oh my god.
Like here's a perfect example. Exercise. You're on
Yeah.
stage. The exercises you gotta repeat and repeat and repeat, but you gotta feel the emotion. And then when we really get into it, my teacher's like, react. I said react, motherfucker, react. And I'm just like react. And that's just acting one.
Oh my god.
I'm in acting in front of the camera 2 now. It's acting 1, 2, 3, and then camera 1, 2, and 3. I'm on 2 now. Imagine that from just 1. And these are actually my teachers are actually actors that have been in movies. Like I know them.
That's insane. Oh my god.
Imagine that for just acting. And yeah, like they're going to be pushed, and they even warn us that there are going to be directors that not all the time, but there are some directors that are assholes. You know, like
Yeah.
there are directors that are going to be like, if they hire you, they want it done, and there's whatever the excuse is that you're not having it, they're gonna yell at you.
Holy crap. Like
And I'm
the
just
industry is like
Yeah, and I'm just like, well,
really tough.
I can't wait for that.
Uh-huh.
Like Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, they had an outcome. They had.
Oh yeah, they fought.
Yeah, in Jaws 2, the main lead actor and the director fought. They had
Really?
yeah.
Oh wow.
Creative differences. Deadpool. And the director Ryan Reynolds. They had it.
Yeah, yeah.
They had it in an altercation.
Disagreement.
So in the second one, they had a new director.
Yeah.
That's it for the for my acting. For my opinion on your opinion on it. I thank you for you being honest about it. I really do. But again, thank you, man. I appreciate it. But hey, man, again, thank you for your honest opinions for the acting. But right now, I just want to say thank you very much for your opinion.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Well, hey, man, those were all my questions for acting.
Hey.
Josh, thank you for answering and being
You're welcome,
honest.
Angel.
I appreciate it. But yeah, man, and DJ, thank you for answering my questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So, cut.